Hello, I have a confession to make. I have a hearing disability. When I was quite young, about 5 years, 6 years old, I lost a hearing in my right ear. I lost my eardrum and all the bones that go with it. And I've had, over the years, many operations and medical procedures to try to correct it, and nothing worked. They all ended up in some sort of failure. It just wouldn't take, and I had a chronic infection for many, many years. And now it's under control. But I always wondered, why did I have this? Why was I given this task of hard of hearing in my life? And I came across this quote by Sherry Carter Scott. You may love or hate it, but it will be yours for the duration of your life on earth. She was talking about your body. We didn't choose the body that we are given. But it was given to us. And how we treated it, what we did with it, that was a choice for us to make on how we handle our body. You got to realize that the you that is you is not your body. It's not your mind or your brain, your looks, your physical presence, your physical being. The you that is you is beyond that. We can call it the soul or the spiritual essence, or whatever name you want to put to it. But I think the you that is you is not your body. And a lot of times we wrap ourselves up in the image of our body. We think we are our body, our mind, our thoughts. But not. The you that is you is beyond all of that. All of that. Can you accept your physical being, your physical body? Acceptance is the act of embracing what life presents you with a good attitude. As I get older, and as you can tell, I'm an older person, in some ways, I'm less concerned about what I look like. And I'm more accepting of what I am. Not that I don't try to do better. I still exercise. I go for my morning walks 5 days a week. I exercise. I try to eat right. I'm not always successful, but I try. And I try to take care of this shell of a body that I was given. And it's a precious commodity, because not everybody's body is healthy or has limitations in some way. Some might not be as flexible. Some might have aches and pains. Some might have a physical disability of some kind. Doesn't matter. The you that is you is beyond all of that. But if we accept it with good grace and a good attitude, that can change everything. I have a friend that was in a terrible car accident. And they're now wheelchair bound. And they lost a lot of use of their left leg and their left arm. But their attitude about life is just absolutely amazing, absolutely wonderful. And I think that's the reason that she's even in my life, to show me how you can be physically disabled and still have a great attitude about life. She's more concerned about what she can do than what she can't do. Can she run a marathon? No. But can she light up a room? Yes, she can. Yes, she can. I ran across this quote many, many years ago from Eleanor Roosevelt, and it has always struck me because as a young man, I didn't have very good self-esteem. I was always smaller, not as tall as other people. My hearing made things very, very difficult for me for many, many years. I couldn't hear as well. I had to sit in front of classrooms, that kind of thing. When I focused on something, I had to give it my complete attention, or otherwise I wouldn't hear things. Especially, I would miss a lot of things, and it just got embarrassing to me. But Eleanor Roosevelt said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." Think about that for a second. If somebody were to hand you something that you just don't want, say they wanted to give you pineapple, and you just don't like pineapple, and you would just say, "No, thank you. I really don't want that. I don't like the taste. I don't like the feel. I don't like the smell. Any of that." Okay? Well, the same thing goes with negativity, attitudes, words. If somebody says something to you that is a put down and you don't like it, you don't have to accept it. You don't even have to say anything. You don't have to tell them you don't accept it. You have to say it here. Words don't mean, in this situation, don't mean much. But if you accept that criticism, that negativity, then you're owning it. If you don't want to own it, then don't accept it. Say, "No, I don't accept that." Your response determines your attitude, and vice versa. Your attitude determines your response. So if your attitude is, "No, I'm not going to accept it," and your response is, "No, I'm not going to accept it," it improves your attitude. So one of the things I've discovered over the years with my hearing disability is that I have a disability. I am not a disability. For example, when we get a cold, we don't say, "I am a cold." You say, "I have a cold. I have it, but I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to throw it away." It's not, having a cold is not who I am. Just like I have a hearing disability, not I am hearing disabled. There's a difference. I am hearing disabled takes ownership. I'll never get my hearing back, but that doesn't mean that I am that. The essence that is me is beyond that. So look at yourself and see how you define you. Can you step outside of how you define yourself? If you determine yourself by your looks, what happens if you lose those looks? I lost my hair. Lucky for me, I always knew I was going to lose it. Both of my grandfathers were bald as could be. My father was bald, so there was no chance that I was ever going to not be bald. But some guys get very attached to that. There's no reason to be. The you that is you is still you, with or without hair. The me that is me is still me, with or without my hearing. I would like you to think about that. Write to me on how you feel about your body. And how can you change your attitude and your response to your body? How can we be happier in each day, even with the body that we were given, that we have sacred possession of for this time on the earth? Because sooner or later, we're going to have to give it back. So in closing, be well, be blessed. I would love to hear from you.